Let's go ahead and talk to Jason. Now, who's been holding the longest? Let's talk to John in Maryland. John, you're on the air.
Hi, hi, Alex. I hope to God I'm wrong about this, but I may know where and when the next false flag terrorist attack is going to take place. On September 2nd through 4th, Baltimore City is going to host its first ever IndyCar Grand Prix race, and pit row for the race is going to be located directly in front of a branch of the Richmond Federal Reserve. I think the Fed bank and the crowds full of thousands of children throughout the event could be targeted. Also,
well, that's right, because I've said when they target a Fed bank, when the Federal Reserve shareholders target themselves, they will try to target kids. And there's not usually children at the Federal Reserve building. So look for the bombs to be in the daycare area, just like Oklahoma City. They really like to kill kids. And so I've analyzed their attack pattern. I said you're going to have riots, shootings, bombings, and more of the system will target itself. But they'll also have riots to target the general public, so the public comes running to the system to take their rights. But you know what? I hope that's not the case. Please don't give them any ideas.
Colin Powell, of all people, is going to be the Grand Marshal of this race, so he would be there to shape the narrative.
And grandstand, absolutely. Oh, that is. Oh, any other little chiblets?
Well, they've got special areas specifically designated for children under 12 years of age and younger. One is called the Family Fun Zone. Please look at this online because it's really spooky. The other is called the Interactive Racing Zone. It's going to be full of go-kart racing, remote control, car racing, rides, games, people dressed up like giant Hershey Kisses. I keyed on this because I was listening to what you were saying last week, that it's going to be something like a daycare in a Federal Reserve building. Well,
I mean, I get inside their head, and that's the kind of sick stuff they do. I mean, they follow that, because then they'll have, again, camera people waiting when the firemen have got a bloody kid. But let's not say it's going to happen there. We don't have any proof, any evidence. There's a lot of other permutations of events where they could do something similar. I just look at all the White House memos and advisors saying, we need a terror attack. Boy, it would sure help us. I mean, they operate out in the open like we're morons. And so to get the banks to look like victims, this is something that's in the constellation of events they could stage. But they could just bomb a federal building and then say the guy that did it didn't like the Federal Reserve. I mean, there's a lot of different things they can do. It's just if you're like Jane Graham, who we've interviewed many times, who was the head of HUD there in the building, and she saw McVeigh and other feds planning plastic explosives. She thought they were gray sticks of butter used by the telephone company. She was told, we're the telephone company, the day before. And it's just, if you ever see something like that, if you see something, say something. The problem is, if you report the feds about to bomb themselves, they're not going to stop it. So the only thing you can do is do a YouTube video or something, because that's the problem. See something, say something's also, in case you catch them planning bombs, they can have the police stand down. That's really what the NSA is used for in anti-terror operations. That way they knew about FBI agents that were on the trail of the decoy hijackers and other things. I appreciate your call.